Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechPut Solutions, and just like you do see in the title, I am going to be covering 41 stocks today, and this is all thanks to you guys. So yesterday was our Sunday stock talk, and the really cool thing about that is that I break down the top stocks that you guys see value in. I wanted to try something different for the month of February, especially for the year 2020. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this idea. You guys know that we do our Sunday stock talks every single Sunday, which is again 4 times a month on schedule. When it comes down to gathering a watch list, you guys know that I'm not a big believer when it comes down to telling people what to trade. So by me sharing this watch list, and this is viewed as the February watch list, I want to first thank you guys, because the only reason that I came across a majority of these stocks is because of your guys' due diligence and sharing it in our Discord. So there was over 100 people that tagged me both in the Learn Plan Profit and TechPut Solutions watch list section, and all I did is I focused on 3 main criterias. I'm a big believer when it comes down to the idea that it's a lot easier to grow your account and make money when the overall direction is in your favor, meaning that it's making higher highs and higher lows. So instead of focusing on day trading, which is mainly my main focus, I wanted to create a watch list that is more in line for beginner traders. So I hope that we can make this, and let me know in the comment section. Let me know if I earn your thumbs up. If you guys would like to make this almost a monthly video where I gather a number of stocks that you guys all share with me, and this is a team effort. You guys have to do your own due diligence, have to find and share stocks with me. So by me being able to analyze all these stocks, I'm able to gather this collective list of stocks and then make this little video for you guys. So here we go. I'm just going to get right to it. These are the number of stocks. One of the first, I want to cover 3 things. None of the stocks that I cover today are in any way any stock suggestions. You should never trade based off of anyone else's opinion, and if you don't agree with that, then just click off this video. I am simply sharing these stocks based off of the criteria that for a majority of the 180-day 4-hour time frame, it's been making higher highs and higher lows, and it's been showing signs of growth. So again, the idea is for you to be exposed to stocks that are more consistently increasing in value in comparison to losing value. So if you're someone that struggles to find stocks that are overall uptrending, I hope that these videos just get you one step closer to your overall goal. I also do want to let you know that I did create, and it wasn't myself, it was actually one of our team members. His name is Michael. He's the one that makes all the fancy videos. We actually made this into a PDF in which you can download. So you guys can refresh your screen, and the first link down below, only if you want to, you guys can actually download every stock that we talk about today. And the goal is not for you guys to take my 2 cents and to trade it. That's not the goal with this video. Is for you to be able to have a list of stocks that you can provide and do your own due diligence. Again, the goal is to not be told what to do, but to be able to make those investment or day trading decisions. So if you guys want to download this pretty PDF, it's going to be the first link down below. You don't have to download it, as I'm going to be covering them today. But the first one that I want to talk about is ticker symbol A. As you guys can see, it's been making higher highs, higher lows. Again, I'm just going to go through these because there are 41 stocks, and I'm going to just start clicking down them. So this is ticker symbol A, and again, I focus on 3 main points, or my criteria focuses on 3 main things. That is consistently showing signs of higher highs and higher lows, that it's an overall uptrend, and that for a majority of the 180-day time frame, that it's trading above the SMA line. I have a big focus on the SMA line, especially on the larger time frames. That's my criteria. So if you don't agree with that, I agree. You shouldn't, right? You shouldn't agree just because I agree with it, right? The goal is for you to cherry pick the stocks that we talk about today, if any, and if you see value in them. The beautiful thing about this is that you get to choose the stocks that you add to your watch list. This is simply for exposure purposes. So this is ticker symbol A. As you guys can see, it's been consistently making higher highs, higher lows. It's trading at $85, and right now it did have a recent pullback from $90 back to the SMA line. It does have an up and coming earnings report, so please be aware of that, as that can be a news factor that can drive the price up or down. So please take that into consideration. This is ticker symbol ADBE. A lot of you guys might be familiar with this. As you guys could see, for a majority of the 180-day time frame, you could see that it's been consistently showing signs of higher highs and higher lows. One of the things that I want to remind you is just because it's been doing it for the past 180 days doesn't mean that it has to continue. So please do not think that the stocks that we talk about today are ones that you have to buy. They can break their patterns. They can end up continuing to uptrend. Anything can happen. Again, please take time to do your own due diligence. You guys know that we're always here to remind you about that. This one I actually found to be pretty interesting. This is BIDU. This is $134 per share. So it recently did pull back from 147, and right now it's been doing a lot of consolidation. It did drop below the SMA line, but it's been trying to, again, trade back above the overall SMA line and continue to make higher highs. So I think, again, with an up and coming earnings report, we'll see if this thing continues to uptrend or if it actually begins to sell off. So I found that to be pretty interesting. This is another one, BILI, consistently making higher highs and higher lows. This is ticker symbol BX, continuously. This one's actually, I think, the most beautiful one, as in it's at $63 per share pretty much. It doesn't make a ton of money, but it's very consistent. As you guys can see, for a majority of the 180-day 4-hour time frame, it's been making higher highs. How many of you do you guys agree that it would be so much easier to grow your account if you would focus on stocks that were consistently trending up? Of course, they're not amazing and super hyped up stocks, but they're consistent, and I think a lot of us can appreciate that, right? So this is ticker symbol check. And for, again, a majority of the 180-day time frame, it's been trying to make higher highs. I found this one to be pretty interesting because it recently pulled back after earnings, so I saw this to be a potential reversal opportunity. So I'm actually going to set my alert on this one, as it's doing a lot of consolidation right now, and it does have reversal potential since it recently pulled back from around $46. But again, it could be in the early stages of potentially pulling back. So I found like this one would be something that a lot of my reversal traders would want to add to their watch list and just simply follow up with it. This is ticker symbol CMG, where all my Chipotle eaters, woot woot. So this is CMG overall for a majority of the time frame of 180 days. It's been trading above the SMA line, and it's been making higher highs and higher lows, with, again, on Friday, this one is pretty expensive price per share. It's at 921. But again, I think that we can all appreciate and respect how consistent it is, right? This is Costco for all my people that like to keep the cost low. So that's what Justin says all the time. So this is ticker symbol COST. Overall, for a majority of the time frame, it's been making higher highs and higher lows. Yes, I do agree. It's overbought. It's bound to pull back. It just recently made new highs. But I think that, again, we could all appreciate the overall high points, low points, and how consistent it is. And by being able to understand the lows and the highs and, you know, when to buy and when to sell with the overall direction in your favor, I found like this one was worthy to be added to the list. This is ticker symbol CRM, so Salesforce.com. Overall, for a majority of the year, or the 180 days, it's been making higher highs and higher lows, especially based off of recent patterns. Again, friendly little reminder, it does have an up-and-coming earnings report on February 25th. Ticker symbol CROX. So those are the fancy shoes that people love to wear with the holes. I have my alert set at $40. It's doing a lot of consolidation. It came from highs of $44, and then it recently pulled back. So again, it could go either way. It could begin to sell off, especially with earnings coming up, or this could be in the very early stages for a potential reversal. All we have to do is give it more time. This is Carvana. This is for all my Arizona people out there. If you guys are unaware, the people that own Carvana, I believe it's a dad and a son, and they're the wealthiest people in Arizona. I live in Arizona, so I found this one to be pretty interesting. And altogether on the 180-day 4-hour time frame, it's been making higher highs and higher lows, with its overall resistance based off of recent patterns right around $95 to $100, and it's currently trading at around $88. So I found this one to be a little bit more interesting, especially if you like to look a little bit more into the fundamental side. This is DocuSign. For all my real estate agents out there, this is a very common software or platform that a lot of you guys use, and I found this one to be pretty interesting. It has a really nice, consistent uptrend pattern. It just recently made new highs. Again, just because I'm talking about it does not mean that it makes it a good buy. It's extremely overbought. It's extremely, overextended. It is bound for a pullback, but I think that we could, again, all respect the overall uptrend. EA Sports, for all my gamers out there, consistently making higher highs, consistently making higher lows, and again, for a majority of the year, it's been trading above the SMA line. ENTG, same thing, above the SMA line, higher highs, higher lows. I think it's so nice. It's so nice for a change to see something consistently uptrend. And how cool would it be for you to gather a watch list that's only dedicated for stocks that are consistently uptrending. It's food for thought, right? For those that see value in it. For those that don't, I 100% agree. You don't have to, right? This is GoDaddy. If I'm not mistaken, multi-billion-dollar corporation. It recently had earnings. I do agree. It's super overbought. It's bound to pull back, but I think that we could respect, based off of its recent performance, how it's been making higher highs in its 10% day on Friday. Again, it did just have earnings. Please be careful for a pullback, but I wanted to share it because I found it to be pretty relevant based off of current news. This is ticker symbol GDS. So you guys can see here, it's an LTD. Overall, consistently making higher highs, higher lows, recently made new highs. It's not a good deal. It's most likely bound to pull back. But again, for a majority of the year, it's been trading above the SMA line. So one thing that we can do is simply set our alerts for when it gets close to the SMA line, and then we allow the opportunity to present itself. How cool would this be, right? For the overall direction to be in your favor when you're trading something. So this is ticker symbol LPX. Again, consistently making higher highs, higher lows. It did recently just have earnings, so it's not a good deal. You can see that with the RSI. You can see that with the MACD. It's overbought, overextended. Yes, I agree, but it's been consistently making higher highs. So all this means is that you can set your alerts, you could wait for a pullback, and you can see that if it still respects the SMA line in that overall direction, then you just have to wait for that overall reversal. For all my Lululemon affiliates, for those that love to post it on Instagram, Nate, I'm talking about you. This is ticker symbol LULU. Overall, consistently making higher highs, consistently making lower highs as well. Overall, trading above the SMA line, and it recently just hit highs of 256. So again, it is overbought. It did recently make new highs, so it's bound to pull back. But all that means is you have to give it more time to allow that opportunity to present itself. So this is Macy's. Based off of recent patterns, it did sell off. It began to find a support, and it's been trying to make higher highs and higher lows. Overall, I could see why you maybe would not want to maybe invest too much time into this one because it's more of the commercial in-person stores, and a lot of them have been going out of business. But again, I thought that it would be something, a lot of people were talking about Macy's and its recent performance, so I thought it would be something that I would just share, right? If you don't like it, the cool thing about that is that you get to decide what you add to your watch list and what you don't. Overall, MAXR. So this is Maxar Technologies. Overall, consistently making higher highs, higher lows. Recently made highs at 21.45. It looks overbought once again, so it could pull back. But overall, for a majority of the year, it's been making higher highs and higher lows, and it's been respecting this SMA line. So again, all we have to do is set our alerts, allow the opportunity to present itself, and if it does, great. And if it doesn't, then guess what? We don't have to trade it. Mickey D's, McDonald's, again, previous highs it had at 222 pretty much. We are approaching a very similar resistance. As you guys could see, for, at least for the past 2 months, it's been making aggressive higher highs and higher lows, especially after its earnings. And yeah, I thought it'd be pretty cool to talk about. It is a little bit more on the overbought side. You can see that with the RSI and the MACD. It's bound to pull back, but again, that just means that you have to give it more time for it to present itself. This is Microsoft MSFT. Everyone wanted to correct me yesterday. It's a $1 trillion market cap. I agree, not a $1 billion company. So again, that was my mistake. Overall, consistently making higher highs, higher lows. It did recently pull back from making previous highs at 191. It is consolidating. It has the potential to continue to rally. But again, if you want to stay patient and you want it to get closer to the SMA line as it's done before, it doesn't happen very often, but that's when the best deals, according to its overall direction, tend to present themselves. So that's Microsoft itself. This is Micron Technologies. This one's very popular. This one used to be one I used to trade myself. Ticker symbol MU. Overall, higher highs, higher lows. Hit recent highs at 61.19. One of the things that I do want to share is it has not been aggressively been making higher highs, so be careful for a potential reversal if it actually does begin to pull back. NVIDIA. So many people wanted me to cover this one. NVDA, overall, consistently making higher highs. This one is a little bit of a quicker moving stock. It is overbought, it is overextended, and it's due to its earnings. I would wait for a pullback, especially if you want to go in more as an investor and really allow that opportunity to present itself. But the thing that I really like about NVIDIA, at least based off of its recent patterns, is that it's really respected the SMA line. And when it does pull back to it, at least based off of previous patterns, it does a really good job finding a support around that general area. So what can we do? We just set our alerts, wait for this thing to begin to pull back. And if it does, we can revisit it when it makes sense and when that opportunity presents itself. Planet Fitness, for all my fitness people out there, just recently made new highs at 86.46, consistently showing signs of an uptrend, at least for the past 3 months, and again, a couple months prior to that. And overall, again, it's not a good deal. It's overbought, overextended. It has an up-and-coming earnings report on the 25th of February as well, so it's most likely bound to pull back. But again, it's for the past 3 months that it's been consistently making higher highs, so I thought that I would share it with you guys. PLUG. Consistently making higher highs above the SMA line. It does look a little bit more on the overbought side. This is a little bit more of a lower cap stock as it's trading at $4.42. So please take volume into consideration, as you know, and also your position size. So I wouldn't be surprised if it gets rejected at 450 once again, as it has before. But again, it's been doing a very good job based off of previous patterns, trading above the SMA line. So again, set your alerts, allow that opportunity to present itself, and if it makes sense, if and only if, then that's when you can set up a plan to, you know, execute. So this is PRTS. Overall, higher highs, higher lows. Again, more of a lower cap stock for those that like everything that comes with lower cap stocks. We are approaching previous highs right around $3, but overall, it's been doing a very good job, at least based off of recent patterns, holding above the SMA line. But please take the volume into consideration. PTC, I apologize. PTC found a support right around $65. It's been recently making higher highs, higher lows. We are approaching that $90 resistance that it had before, so please be aware of that. But I think that we could all respect how it's been trying to consistently uptrend for the past 2 to 3 months. PayPal was a very highly requested stock for me to break down within this video. It recently made new highs at 123 based off of previous patterns. You can see that that was almost previous highs as well. Again, it is overbought, it is overextended. Can it pull back? Of course, but the cool thing about this is that at least for the past 3 to 4 months, it's been making higher highs and higher lows. So all that means is if this pattern continues, if and only if, right, you can allow that opportunity to present itself and you buy when it makes sense and when the deal presents itself. Again, same thing, RH, overall, higher highs, higher lows. This thing has been doing a beautiful job for the past 180 days, holding above the SMA line. So when it does get close, it tends to find a support. And when it does get close, it tends to find a support. It's been making higher highs, higher lows, trading above the SMA line. And again, it is overbought, overextended. So that just means that we have to set our alerts and wait for a pullback. But again, I think that we could all respect that overall direction. So this is ticker symbol SHOP. Again, very highly requested, making higher highs, higher lows based off of previous highs, almost at $600, is showing signs of a pullback. So we'll see if we actually bounce off of this EMA line and begin to make higher highs, or if it pulls back a little bit more. One of the really cool things about this is that it's done a very good job respecting the SMA line as well. And again, that's ticker symbol SHOP. This is STAG. Overall, for a majority of the year, it's been making higher highs, higher lows. This thing trades right now right around $33. And based off of its previous highs, it did pull back. So I think that this one can be in the very early stages for a potential reversal and something maybe worth watching if you see value in it, right? STNE. Overall, SMA line, higher highs, higher lows, and it's in the very early stages for a potential reversal if it does begin to make higher highs with a previous resistance at $46. We got TNDM, another very highly requested stock. For a majority of the year, this one I kind of went back and forth with if I wanted to add it to my to this list, but it was just so highly requested. I just thought that I would add it to the list and let you guys decide if you guys want to add it to your own list, right? So it did a lot of consolidation for a majority of the year. It wasn't really aggressively selling off, and then based off of recent patterns for the past month and a half, it's been trying to make higher highs and higher lows, which again, I think that we can all respect. For all my ETF traders, this is a NASDAQ ETF. It's TQQQ. If you're part of Learn Plan Profit, you should be very well aware of this specific ETF. This follows the NASDAQ. As you guys can see that it's been making higher highs and higher lows. I don't think it's a good deal. I don't think it's a good buy, but I think that we could all respect the overall direction and how it really does respect the overall SMA line. So you just really have to allow that opportunity to present itself. I think we'd be doing ourselves a disservice if we did not add Tesla to this watch list, as it's just been absolutely killing it. Again, it doesn't mean that you should buy it. It just means that it has been performing exceptionally well, especially for the past 3 to 4 months. So right now we're still in the very early stages if we're going to make higher highs or if we're actually going to begin to sell off. So all we have to do is give it time. So this is TTD. And again, for a majority of the year, it's been trying to make higher highs, higher lows, and then again, respecting that SMA line. Ticker symbol Uber. we're approaching that same price point where it IPO'd at, which I believe is $45. Don't quote me on that though, I might be wrong. But overall, I saw that it did make previous highs right at around $42. It pulled back, and looking at the RSI and looking at the MACD, because it's been consistently uptrending, I think that we could be in the very early stages of a potential reversal, especially if you're approaching it as more of an investor, right? And you see that upside potential as it's been performing a little bit better recently. This is ticker symbol VICR. I might be blocking some of this because my picture might be there, so I do apologize. But this is VICR. Overall, been making higher highs, higher lows. It does have an up and coming earnings report, so just please make sure you take that into consideration. And this one trades at $56. We got two more. Ticker symbol YETI, YETI. Overall, it's been making higher highs, higher lows. I really liked this one. I like the price point. I like the pattern. It's not perfect, but again, it's consistent, and I really respect that. It made previous highs at $38. It pulled back to lows of around 32, 33. And it's in the early stages of a potential reversal. Based off of where it's at right now and the upside margin, 15%, even if you capture 5% of that after confirmation, of course, I think that's when, it could really begin to make sense. So I'm really excited about that, but just as much as it could go up, it can go down. So I'm going to set my alerts on both sides. This one's definitely one of my favorites in comparison to a majority of the ones that we covered today. And then ticker symbol Z, which is Zillow. After a very aggressive sell-off, after a very poor earnings, it has made a recovery, and it's even made new highs, right? At $52, almost $53. It doesn't mean that it's a good buy right now. It just means that based off of recent patterns, it's been making higher highs and higher lows. So just make sure that you do your part in informing yourself about the good entries, good exits, and when something is overbought and oversold, to make sure that you do yourself, a favor in getting in at the best deal possible. But I actually can't see any of the comments right now. And all I wanted to share is what I wanted to share within this video is I wanted to share my opinion about the different stocks that we covered. I wanted to first thank you guys for everyone within the past 12 hours. I asked you, if you're part of our Discord groups, to share your top stocks. So every stock that I talked about today is simply because of your guys' due diligence in sharing that in our watch list. So if you guys would like to see this every single month, and me putting a collective list of stocks that are overall uptrending once a month, I really hope that I earn your thumbs up, and let me know in the comments section what you would like to see next for your next watch list. One of the things that I do want to share with you is, if you guys do download this cheat sheet, right? The February watch list. Again, that's that first link down below. I left a couple spots open. The really cool thing about this, and again, the thing that I want to empower you to do, is for you to add your own stocks. So you guys could remove these stocks. All these stocks are obviously not going to meet your criteria, but the cool thing about that is that you get to decide the stocks that you add to your watch list. So if you don't want Shopify in your watch list, then don't add it, right? But if you would like to add a couple more, then you could either add it on this PDF or just actually add it on whatever platform it is that you are using, as I'm using the Thinkorswim platform. So I wanted to keep it short and sweet. How long have I been live? Holy crap, 23 minutes. Okay, I guess I didn't keep it that short, but there's 41 stocks. That's quite a bit of stocks. They all meet the same criteria. They've been uptrending for a majority of the time, and I just thought it would be interesting to at least share, especially for our beginner traders, so they get one step closer to their overall goal. So I really hope that I earned your thumbs up in this video. Again, don't forget to download the free PDF. It's going to be the first link down below. And if you have any questions whatsoever, I'm one direct message away through Discord. Please don't message me on Facebook. Don't message me on Instagram. Don't even, if you want to ask me a specific question, tag me on Discord, and that's it. If you guys want to join our Discord, we run the largest Facebook group in the world for those that day trade in the stock market, and that's that second link down below. I'm really excited to trade live with the Learn Plan Profit group tomorrow. If you guys want to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, click the third link down below, learn a little bit more about the Learn Plan Profit group and what we offer, and see if it's a good fit for you. I appreciate you guys' time. Hope you guys have an amazing rest of your President's Day, and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note.